Glow Yard. Hey, we made it to summer. Let's get it. We made it to the finals, but we out for the summer. What an exciting season, what's next, I wonder. Relle and King with the glow, y'all done Playback. When October comes, he said, Nico, run it back. We made it through the storm and we almost got the chip. We had some tough games, but now we ain't quit. We saw them boys come together, others fall apart. But most important thing, we saw our teams got heart. Luka making records and Kyrie making moves. When there's breaking news, Relle and King got it for you. When you wanna see some damn perspective views, when you on YouTube, make you know who to shoot. Whether you wanna talk or vent or who's who, just keep it respectful to my Glow Yard crew. At WTN, just to speak to the panel, and welcome to the We Talk Mavs channel. Nico, run it back. Nico, run it back. Nico, run it back. When October comes, he said, Nico, run it back.
Yes, sir. YouTube, Glow Yard Gang, MFFLs, podcast listeners all over the globe, guys. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of We Talk Mavs. We talk Dallas Mavs from a fan's perspective. Listen, man, we got a good one for y'all today, man. Definitely got a good one for y'all today. But listen, before we get into all that, man, please, everybody, please hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, into Dallas Maverick content. Hit that subscribe button, man, as we get ready to start our season here. Season's definitely underway. First preseason game is on the 7th, so we got about 6 days until we get to that. And also, too, everybody hit that like button, man, to help us build that algorithm up to find more Mavs fans like yourselves, guys, to join the Glow Yard Gang here. But, yeah, like I said, man, look, it is your boys, Relle and King. Got a special guest in the building, man. We got a guy was there on Media Day, man. He's part of the circus there on Media Day. So we definitely appreciate him hopping on with us, man, to talk Dallas Mavericks. But listen, before we do all that, man, we got to start by showing love to the sponsors of the channel, man.
Before we continue, we want to give a special shout out to FANATICS for hooking the channel up with a personalized link for you guys and ladies to get all of your official NBA Dallas Mavericks merchandise and apparel. If you're interested in helping the channel at all, please scan the QR code on the screen or check out the link in the description. We appreciate all of the continued support, and big thanks go out to FANATICS once more for hooking us up over here at We Talk Mavs.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said before, preseason is on the 7th, so we're right there, y'all. We're right there. Right now, training camp is going on, so you still have time to copy some brand new Mav merch by simply scrolling down to the description box below, clicking on that link, and having at it, man. Go ahead and copy some new Mav gear, man. You see a lot of new players on this team, a lot to get ready for, a lot to root for, a lot to be happy for, man. So go ahead and copy some new Mav merch right there at FANATICS. All right, King, you ready, man? I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little excited, man. I definitely am a little excited. As y'all know, Media Day was yesterday, so there's a lot to take out of it, man. And what best to do it with a guy who was there in the media room asking the questions, and that's this guy right here, King. Yeah, that's me playing the piano right there, man. That's me playing the piano. You know,
so you got the scar story going. Okay.
You know? Listen, man. We definitely appreciate you, man. Y'all, as y'all know, this is Hendo himself from chendo.com. Chris Henderson, aka Hendo, in the building. He covers the Dallas Mavericks, man. He's definitely a great follow, y'all. He does great work. Like I've said on the last time he was on the show, I've known him from FANATICS. You know, see a lot of his clips and stuff on FANATICS and stuff like that. That's why I knew him from. But learning that he's actually DC Hendo himself, man, I was like, okay, so that's the same person. Okay, I'm feeling your work, man. I'm liking the work, man. So you do a great job, man, with covering the different sports and stuff like that, and different athletes and stuff, man. Listen, man.
Glad to be back, man. Shout out to King and Relle, man. Y'all keep doing your thing. We got a few weeks away, man, from the madness, of course. But there was some madness yesterday. We definitely got to get to that.
And shout out to Relle being a teacher's pet.
Listen, man. Listen, I gotta ask this, man, because I've always wondered this. How is Media Day? Is it actually like a frenzy out there? Like, is it a lot of national guys there while y'all are in there asking the questions? Like, how is Media Day? Kind of describe it to us.
Man, from the past, it was like a circus, right? This year was more I guess you could just say it was more of a conference. It wasn't like at the stadium. So what they did was this year, they did it at the practice stadium across the street, across the highway. So they didn't do it at the American Airlines Center where they usually do it at, where it's like one big arena, everybody's in the concourse either doing something but it wasn't so much of a circuit. Everything was organized. It was more of a press conference, and they brought the guys in. It wasn't that many people there. I mean, you had the usuals, like you had your ESPN guys, you had Mark Stein, you had a few people there, but for a team that came from a championship run or competing for a championship, it wasn't as like a circus as it was, I remember, the year after the finals and the lockout season. But yeah, man, I mean, it was still interesting. You always get hyped for it because there's a couple of new additions to the team, but it wasn't that crazy this year. Like, I think it was more mellow. I think the players are probably more happy about it because they weren't there all day. I think we were done probably like in 2 hours or 3 hours. Media day used to be like 7 or 8 hours. We were done probably in 3 hours.
I was wondering that, bro, because I've seen multiple people post on YouTube. They asking different questions to the players, and it's pretty much the same questions, pretty much. But I did feel, I think I agree with you, Chris. I felt like it wasn't a long process this year. I didn't know maybe it's because they getting ready to go to Las Vegas or what the deal was, or maybe they just decided to change things up. I didn't know.
So. I think it was the Vegas deal. PR reached out to the people that usually are typically Mavericks reporters or whatever, and they did RSVP pretty much for us. And it was just like I said, your usual suspects. So if you're a Mavs fan, you got your Tim Cato's, your Brad Townsends. Of course, you had McMahon. You had your main people that you would always know cover the Mavs. You had your Mavs fan for life, Mavs Moneyball. You had those type of people there. But it was just us, really, man. It was almost like going to a game, but instead of having just two players come to the podium, everybody came to the podium.
Yeah, the Mavericks got to do a better job at live coverage. They did no type of live coverage.
It was like I said, I don't know if it was just because they were in a rush and like I said, it only lasted like 3 hours. It was like when I got there, everything was just moving, and so as soon as I looked up, everybody had already went to the podium, and it was just like everybody goes home. Whereas typically we're there 7 or 8 hours once again, and you probably get better footage. But I think because of the time crunch and everything, they had to get out and go to Vegas and
get to Vegas. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because they literally hopped on the plane like right after that, which was crazy. I thought maybe they would leave tomorrow. They soon it was over on the plane. We getting out of here. Was Vegas an option for you, or you were always like, no, I'm not gonna go to Vegas?
No, man. The last summer league I did was Dominique Jones.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to say it was Dominique Jones.
What'd you say, Hendo?
Dominique Jones. Dominique Jones was probably like Dominique Jones, like rookie year. Yeah, like
Jesus.
Because the thing was this, man. Like, I don't know, maybe because I know the circus that goes along. I mean, when you go to Vegas, typically summer league anyway. But for me, it was just like I kind of had so much I did on media days was we gonna talk about, and I kind of got what I wanted, and the courses I got off were really good. It was almost like I'll see you guys in a few weeks. I want, for me personally, like, I don't have to travel the team to get certain things that I need. If I need to get to certain players, there's a relationship there with some of those guys, and I can reach out. But, for me, it was just about, letting them sort of get their bonding in because they had to, some of these guys hadn't seen each other for maybe 2 days. So, for me, you got your main beat writers that are going to travel with the team, go to the practices and stuff. We'll see them on Monday because they got Memphis here Monday. So, for preseason, so we'll see them.
Yeah, because a couple of the guys, man, said you asked some pretty good questions, man.
Yeah, you did. We were watching on Playback.
Yeah, man. So speaking of them questions, man, let's get to some of these questions. These are the questions that Hendo asked some of the players here. We're gonna play these, listen to the question you asked, listen to their response, and they're gonna give you a chance to kind of respond back to that and let us know what you think about their answer. Cool. First one here is old Luca. Bartholomew, Emmanuel, Dwayne, Doncic. Here he is right here.
All right, Luca. So you wear Jordan Brand. This is your third signature shoe. I want your thoughts on it and how excited is for you to continue to have your own shoe for the brand.
I mean, that's basically what every kid dream about. What I dream about, to have my own shoe and to have it in a company. I mean, if you say company, MJ, Michael Jordan. It's a dream come true for real, and all the experience I've been through with Jordan. So it's really a pleasure to have this shoe.
Now, Hendo, before you start talking, man, I gotta ask this one question. So I know you're a sneaker. I know you're a fellow sneakerhead.
Mm-hmm.
Do you own any pairs of Lukas?
Oh yeah, I got 2 samples. When the first pair dropped, the red pair, I actually got a pair before they sort of hit the streets, I guess you could say. Big fan of the Luka ones. The Luka 2s, I tried to get a couple pairs. I went one size too small, and then I went a size up, finally got those. I am going to be getting a few Luka 3s ready for the season. I'm actually going to try to do a custom this year myself, so I'm going to see what I can do to give me my own kind of colorway, I guess, that I can wear universally. But, yeah, I've always been a fan, especially I love the 1 because the 1 was just so comfortable. It didn't have much to it. It was just a plain, simple silhouette. Didn't have the extra things on it. I think, to me, one of the best, just like comfortable shoes that Jordan Brand has made outside of some of their, like, retro line that they have, like 1 through 29, 40, wherever it is at now. Jesus. But, I think that, like, they did a good job with that Luka 1. And I think the Luka 1, it holds up well. The Luka 2 was pretty good. The colorways got a little more distinct, but that Luka 1, to me, was a good start. And, hopefully they get back to some of that. I think Luka likes that Luka 1 because he was a fan of the Kobe.
Yeah.
So, I think that was his shoe. As you see, he goes back to it every so often in the game. So, yeah, very good shoe.
I didn't think he personally, I didn't think he was a big fan of the 2s. It felt like he didn't really like the 2s. Like he would always get out of them. And the 3 is more like the 1, but just like upgraded in a way. So I felt like he was a fan of the 1, and they're trying to find a way to like continue with that in a different way, I guess.
I guess you look at it like from the standpoint of like most players, they love that first shoe. The second one is sort of, I mean, you look at Jordan. Jordan wore the Jordan 1. I mean, Jordan 2. Like, there was a controversy behind that, as we know the story. Then the 3 came, and then that was just, back at it again. But a lot of guys love their first shoe. And, Luka, he has some really good colorways that probably didn't get put out to the streets that I know of, that he's been bringing out every year, it seems like. Wouldn't be shocked this year if he threw out a couple of colorways that we hadn't seen or even bring some back. Like, Luka's a simple guy, on the court. I remember, like I said, first meeting, which we'll get to that, because he gave me a good story about what he loved about sneakers.
You said sneakers, Hendo?
Yeah, sneakers, yeah.
Oh, man, showing off again.
I got my Lukas in the back here, part of the background.
I see. I love it. I got a basket. I'm glad you can't see it, man, because I just realized I got a basket full of shoes that I got to get clean. I clean my own shoes and everything, but, man, I've been so lazy, man. I was like, man, I got to make sure I got to get these shoes clean for the season, because you got to open night, not preseason, but open night, I'm going to do something real special, man, and I'm going to read something that nobody's seen, so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, I might talk to you about sneakers off camera, bro.
Yeah, man, big sneaker guy. That's why I started, A lot of people don't realize, Sneaker Watch was my first, sort of like, I won't say like my opening introduction to myself, but a lot of people started to realize who I was because of Sneaker Watch. Yep. That was around Nice Kicks and all that stuff during that time. And like I was able to get some players in the locker room and talk about sneakers. And it was unforeseen when I started. And, players across the league. And for me being a Mavs guy, it was tough because there really wasn't a signature guy. I mean, Dirk was a Nike guy, but he didn't
have his own shoe.
Yeah, and I mean, he understood shoes because Dirk gives me the great story about wearing Jordan 13s his first day because the shoe that he had wasn't molded. And they had to, like, at the last minute, figure out a way to get the shoe molded to his foot. Because so Nike did drop the ball on that one, which is crazy. I had that interview still. And, never really did because Michael Finley was already done by the time I got started.
Oh, okay.
That would have been amazing getting Michael because he had the PEs. Josh.
Team Jordan and all that.
Oh, my God. Michael Finley had some of the best PEs ever. Josh Howard did too, low key. Josh was another guy, Jordan Brand guy that had some really
Monte Ellis?
Monte is one of the guys that love retros. Monte was a retro guy, so you catch him at 13s, you catch him at 8. Monte wore anything. Like, Monte is probably the freak athlete that'll come out there with some big ass boot 8s, as we call them, and make them work somehow, hooping 8s. Like, I seen him in 23s.
I never had 8s before.
In 21s, when especially was in Milwaukee. For that little stint that he had in Milwaukee, like Monte would wear anything Jordan, and it looked good. Wesley Matthews was the guy that was a Nike guy. I remember Wesley Matthews wearing phone positives, and I was the first person to talk to him about that.
He was hooping in phone posits?
He tried to hoop in phone posits.
Oh, my God.
Hooping phone posits.
Rudy Gay and, like, DeMar DeRozan were those guys that were doing that. And that was a crazy
Swaggy P? Remember he had
Nate Robinson.
The Supreme phone posits on?
No, nothing worse.
Yeah, give it a reason for Air Max 90s and stuff. Like, yeah, it was crazy. Thabo Sefolosha was like Air Max 90s. He hoops the Air Max 90s. A lot of people don't realize that. Like, go look at his shoe. He literally
Rasheed Wallace used to hoop in Air Force Ones.
Man, yeah, high top Air Force One too. That's what he is.
Which is insane. But yeah, man, Luka, you know, like I said, being a Jordan brand guy is pretty dope. We got a luxury in Dallas as fans. We got 4 guys with signature lines, and it's pretty dope.
Yeah, man. All right, let's get to the next question, man. This is Hendo's question to Mr. Kyrie Irving.
Chris Henderson, chendo.com. This is a 2-part question for you. So you talked about the culture, right, in Dallas. The fans have embraced you. I want you to go back to the ANTA event in Deep Ellum and how big that was for the city and what you were able to do with that and just being able to embrace the fans so fast. Like they took you under their wing. And the second part is you've done this twice now. So when you were with Nike, you and LeBron both had signature shoes. Mm-hmm. Now you're with the Mavericks and you're with ANTA. You and Clay have signature shoes on the ANTA. Can you talk about how cool that's going to be? And is there going to be a little competition who has the better looking PEs?
Well, shout out to Deep Ellum for hosting us, Sneaker Politics. That was an incredible event. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, so I really had an open mind, to how the rollout was going to happen. But I think it went better than I dreamt, just because of, again, the warm embrace and also just the fans that pulled up. Whether they were a fan of me and, most importantly, whether they're a fan of Dallas, they really showed love. And they showed my family love, too. And I think even just to not mince my words or fall short on it, but, anytime you do something in a city where you're not from, or your state where you're not from, you just don't know how people are going to react. And especially when, you have to use product as a communicating piece, or art as a communicating piece. I'm as human as they come, so I try to engage with as many people as I can, and that's what I felt like I got a chance to do in Deep Ellum. I got a chance to see everybody there and connect with them in a deeper form, to create more of that organic energy, that love, and give it back to them. I'm a person of reciprocity. You give me love, I try to give that back to you, and when I give you love, I'm not expecting love back from you all the time, but I just, let you know that there's some good people out here that care for you. And then to answer your second question with Clay, of course there's going to be competition. There was competition with my dad on who had the better signature series. So, even when I was with Nike and Bron and stuff like that, it wasn't a terrible thing to have healthy competition in this space. I think it only made us better. And, me and Clay have had short conversations about ANTA, but not deep conversations. I think you'll see more collaborations from us. I think you'll see more apparel collaborations from us. There's just another opportunity for us to build. ANTA's huge in China, and introducing the brand here in America, that's our next phase. We're in a competitive pool with some of the best brands in the world. We feel like we're one of the best brands in the world as well. So, we have champions there. We feel like it's a winner's brand. We feel like we stand on principles and morality instead of just taking money and trying to do whatever you want with it. It's really just geared back to helping out our people. So, it's just great to have a teammate here that I could be on the floor with, and also somebody I could be in the boardroom with and making business decisions. So,
got 2 questions for you, Hendo.
Go ahead.
One, did you go to his sneaker presentation?
Man. So what's crazy is shout out to Derek Curry, Sneaker Politics, on the Sneaker Politics. Shout out to Mike Hayes. Shout out to all the homies over there. Malik, all of them, all the homies over there, Sneaker Politics, Ryan Sherrod. If I forget y'all names, y'all know what's up. I've been going to Sneaker Politics for years, and very dope store out there, Deep Ellum. And I already had the Kyries. So the crazy part was when I pulled up to the event, it was a line. It was a circus already. Nothing had started yet. And when I was walking in, I was walking up. I was in a different parking lot, and I was walking up. People were like, "Oh my God, those are Kyries!" And I had them on, had the whole outfit on, and everything. And everybody was like, "Whoa!" And it was just like, "Yeah, the shoe is very dope, man." That was a dope event. We had never seen that, like I said, in Dallas culture. We hadn't had a signature guy besides Luka that was like a main guy that had his own shoe. Now we had guys who had PEs, but we didn't have a guy that had his own shoe. There's a difference, player exclusive, have your own shoe. So you know, they went all out. They shut down that street. Had a nice little basketball court out there. Like I said, Sneaker Politics knows how to put down. They had a great DJ. Shout out to Poison Ivy. Y'all probably know of the Mavs games. They had her out there. She was mixing it up a little bit. But they did a hell of a job. And Kyrie was he was gracious, man. He was very excited. You know, just knowing a lot of people around the brand, you know, Jeff, Diaz, all of them. And, you know, they take pride in what they do when they like marksmanship. You know, this is a great shoe. One of the best shoes I think I've, you know, wore last year. Very comfortable. I'm all about wearing different brands. A lot of people do see me in Jordans and retros a lot, but I do wear a lot of different brands. And I know Kyrie. Kyrie's a sneaker guy. Like, people don't realize how much of a sneaker guy he is. He cares about colorways. I thought when he was in Nike, especially that Kyrie 1, when they did the cereal line, when they had all the like fruity, like different kinds of Fruity Pebbles and all kind of different shoes and stuff like that, he cared about that presentation. So, you know, when Anta got a hold of it, Anta gives him freedom to do what he wants to do as far as the branding and look, and they just put their little twist to it. They did a hell of a job, and like I said, dope event, and the Mavs fans showed up. It was people that I hadn't seen in years. It was just a line, and I think Kyrie that day, I think he knew the city was for him, and, you know, I had to ask him because, you know, for the most part, you know, they held it down, and like I said, seeing people out there with his merch on, his shoes, they sell out every time they get here. Like I told them, I said, you're going to figure out a way to put this in the storefront where it's available all the time. And I'm sure I'm going to be working on that, especially now that you got, you know, his running from us as well.
Yeah, I got another. Oh, go ahead, King.
I was going to say, I love the Kai ones. I wasn't able to get the purple pair that you have, but I got the midnight blue ones.
It's some couple of colorways out there nobody haven't seen yet that I'm going to bring out.
He got some icy, just what is it, straight black ones as well.
Yeah, those are his. Good luck. There's people out there that have done. You ain't gonna get your hand on that. I was hoping that he dropped those, but he got a lot of colorways, man, and a lot of stuff that he's gonna be doing. It's gonna be dope now that he has a running mate, Klay Thompson, who's also Anta, who's on his 9th shoe, I believe now with Anta. We're gonna see how that's gonna be, and I'm looking forward to that possible collab, as he said in the video. I kind of got him to say it because I figured that. I said we really don't get a rare situation where two guys on the same brand are on the same team. Now, he did do that with LeBron when they were Nike, and Kyrie already had his line, and LeBron has it, but they never really did a shoot together.
There was a rumor they were talking about doing that though at one point. It was a rumor. Yeah, I remember that.
It was a rumor, but it never went through. And I think
it went through. Yeah,
Nike just they dropped the ball, but Archer's not gonna drop the ball. They're gonna go crazy. I'm gonna see what they're gonna do. It's gonna be dope.
Awesome.
So out of both sneakers, which one you think is better, Klay or Kyrie's?
Honestly, it's got to be Kyrie because Kyrie throws a little more touch in it with the strap. I mean, at the end of the day, you put a strap on the shoe, like you put that strap on the shoe. It makes a difference. I think the colorway's a little bit better for Kyrie too, because Kyrie will go out. Klay is more simple. Now the ones he had on for media day were kind of crazy. It was like this platinum looking colorway
with the blue on it, blue and white.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he does now. I think they both know they're gonna be looking at each other's locker, see who got what. I think Klay will be a little more interesting with his colorways going forward. But yeah, you would have to go Kai. Because I think Kai is more of a sneaker guy. Not saying Klay is, but Kai is like a sneakerhead. There's videos of Kai going sneaker shopping on YouTube. Kyrie is really into the culture of sneakers. He understands what the streets want. I mean, he's dropping a skateboard shoe. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yep, I might have
he's dropping a skateboard shoe. I mean, his dad has his own line. So it tells you how much he's into sneaker culture.
Kai's more fashionable.
Kyrie.
That's why his shoe look a whole lot more fashionable than Klay's, like you said.
And Kai ran Nike.
He's gonna do some things that are dope, and I'm really hoping that obviously they win a champ. The Mavs do win a championship because that championship pack that they're gonna probably do for him and Klay will be insane. And
even Luka,
it's colorways. We're gonna see some colorways, but like I said, Kyrie, I had to ask him that because, like I said, he's really big about branding and stuff, and not only just that, I mean, he's involved with this company called Deuce Brand. They make really cool bands. As a matter of fact, I wear the bands all the time. You can see, as you can see, it probably says Kyle on there. He has another one that says "I am human." That's his brand. I wear all, like I'm a big Kyrie supporter. I always have been. Got a lot of his old shoes. I probably won't be wearing his Nikes up there because first time I saw him, I had on the Rocket 5. It was a collab they did for the All-Star. And he looked at him. He said, man, those are tough. But, yeah, he ain't with Nike no more. So I might have to probably shelf them or give them to my nephew that's in high school. He can just hoop in them. But, yeah, man, Kyrie's doing a great thing with Answer, man. And, like I said, it's a great thing that they reach out. They're looking at the fans, what they want. They took notes. So if you were out there, they took notes. And I think they're going to probably do a bigger event this year. I really hope so. I want everybody out there. You know, it was great to see his teammates. There were guys that were Jordan brand guys, not Jordan brand guys, but Nike guys.
Nike.
His teammates. I remember, you know, I know I'm saying his name now. People probably put their head down, but Tim Hardaway showed up to the event. Tim Hardaway's a Jordan brand guy. Tim Hardaway showed love and showed up to the event. A lot of guys that were Nike, Adidas guys were there, and they showed them love. So, you know, it's pretty dope, man, and Kyrie gets to be able to show his artistic side. They put a lot of work into these, man. Yeah. And like I said, he understands what the culture likes and sneakers, and can't wait to make Kyrie too.
And the price point is amazing. Like,
oh my God, yeah, that's the one thing. Like, you can't go crazy with the price, and like he understands that. And he's always been that way. Remember on Nike, he had one of the cheapest shoes.
Yep.
Of course, like price, and probably the best Nike basketball shoe at the time.
Yep.
Sure. All right, man. Let's get to this next one here, man. This next one is your question to Klay Thompson.
Hey.
Chris Henderson, chendo.com. So, you know, I remember in Golden State when KD got there, the question was, well, how can everybody shoot the ball? And you actually average a shot more per game and your scoring went up. And I think that's a unique skill for a future Hall of Famer that you understand your role. Game 6 Klay always comes out eventually. For the younger guys that need to learn that, hey, you don't have to be the star to be effective. Can you talk about that? And I do have a follow-up question to that.
That's actually a great point. I mean, we have two superstars in Luka and Kyrie. Those guys can go get it at any time they want. But what I tell everyone else on the squad, I'm like, guys, every championship experience I've had, it's been a deep, talented roster. You know, you got your two superstars, but there's always so much talent throughout the whole team, and we complement each other so well because what I might be deficient in, Najee Marshall can pick up, his ability to guard or switch. Same with Quentin. So we got guys who can play off each other. I'm excited to play with our big guys. I mean, two of the better vertical spacers in the NBA, and Daniel and Derek. And that helps my game so much because the off-ball screening action, having two big men who can go dunk on your head is the best. And, yeah, I'm excited. I'm just, like, here to give out my knowledge and be a leader, and above all, try and win as many games as possible. You know, the numbers and the individual stuff is cool, but I was so attracted to the Mavericks because of the chance to win.
Follow-up question. So I've asked the other three guys this. You got Jordan Brand with Luka. You got Spencer with 361. You with Anta. You got a teammate that has a signature shoe as well. How cool is that Anta has two signature athletes on the brand now? And is there going to be a competitive rivalry who has the best looking PE colorways?
No, it's all love, and that's amazing. I know Kyrie just got back from Asia, and it's really cool to know that Luka has his own signature shoe. I mean, deservedly so. The guy's putting up historic numbers. But we're just lucky because we're beneficiaries of the game of basketball and how global it's become. So we got to pay respects to the legends before us who really globalized this game, and we're just reaping the benefits of being able to go to Asia or Europe or Africa and grow the game. It's a true blessing, and I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, man, you had him blushing up there. Listen, man, with Klay, I know a lot of people are kind of wondering. I think that's the main question a lot of people are wondering. It's like, how's he gonna fit in with this team, man? How confident are you? How confident are you that Klay can fit in seamlessly with this team, man?
100%. When you get players across the league that send you messages that aren't a part of the Mavericks, that probably play with Klay Thompson or either played against them, all-stars, guys that are MVP type guys, and they tell you the fit's going to work, then you got to listen, right? That's why I mentioned that in the beginning. If you notice, he was like, yeah, you're right. Because people don't realize, man, when when they got KD, the question became, what happens with Clay? Because he's going to lose all his shots. He's not going to get all those shots anymore. And guess what happened?
Career high.
1 more shot per game. He averaged more per game when KD got there. So Clay is the guy that, and I wanted people to see it. I wanted the Mavs fans to hear that because a lot of times we don't realize that, it's important to have a guy like him that's unselfish, that you don't have to worry about pouting or just going crazy, shooting crazy shots in the game. We've been through that. We ain't got to say names, right? We know who it is, right? A few guys that we've seen. But he respects the game. I remember last year, like I told y'all on the last pod, Golden State comes to town. They're at SMU practicing. I've talked to Klay Thompson a million times, interviewed him a million times, and his love and admiration for Luka is an all-time thing. He respects the game. As a guy that may not be superior, athletic, like super athletic, that does things the right, plays that has a good skill set, he loves that. And, you add Kyrie to it, who, like he mentioned, they came in the same draft class together. Those guys are very familiar to compete at the highest level versus each other. Remember, in those finals, Steph wasn't guarding Kyrie. It was Clay. Kyrie.
Steph couldn't guard Kyrie. You got to get that right.
And when he did, you know what happened, right?
Game winner.
When he did a switch, you saw what happened. But, he respects the game, man. And to that first part, like I said, he understands what this team needs to do. And I think that he sets an example. To me, the player that y'all need to watch that he rubs off on the most is going to be Jaden Hardy. Because I think that, Jaden is ready to go to the next level where he's going to get those minutes. He's going to get those minutes this year. Jason Kidd has made it clear. But I think that Jaden needs to get a guy like Clay around him. It's good to have Luke and Kyrie, but those dudes are over. How they say wrestling in a baby face? That's the baby face, the two guys, right? And when you get a guy like Clay, that unselfish play, knowing that, hey, if you're efficient, you're still gonna get yours. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he could teach guys that. And you got these young guys like Quentin Grimes that is trying to learn. Najee Marshall still trying to learn. They got a lot of young guys that they can groom. Even a guy like PJ, who's still relatively young, he can learn from a guy like Clay. Clay is a winner. He's been through a lot. And I think that, a lot of people don't realize, man, he's somewhat of a cool leader to have because, like I said, he's a guy that respects the game. He understands what he is. A lot of guys in the league don't understand that. And, it's always good to have a Klay Thompson on your team because at any moment he can go off. We know he's going to have nights, man, when he goes 3 for 12, right? He's going to have those nights. But he's going to also have them nights when those two aren't going off. And we looking up like, yo. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Clay, man. I just the attitude. He felt good. I remember walking in, seeing him, and he dabbed me up and everything. I was like, glad you're here. He said, I'm even more happy to be here. And, when you get that, it wasn't off of hey, I only had no choice to be here. He wanted to be here.
He wanted to, yeah.
Like I said, this is a new dynamic for him playing with two great ball handlers. No disrespect to KD and Steph, who can handle the ball. But these two, Luka and Kyrie, can really handle the ball. Right? And now that's an even bigger dynamic. And, he's going to get open looks. He's going to get a lot of open looks. And Jason Kidd is going to figure it out. And like I said, I think that I didn't get to it on that first part, but the defense. It's something that, he wants people to know that he still got it. He want me to let y'all know that and let everybody know that. Don't get it twisted. He said that it may not look the same, but you'll see. Because he understands his responsibility now. So, to that first part, he's ready. His eyes lit up every time people asked him about Luka or just even the practices, the videos. His eyes light up because when you're on the other side, it's like, yo, man, you got to see it to believe it. And when you got two of them like that, oh, man, Clay's going to eat.
Yeah. The question was awesome, Hendo, first and foremost. But secondly, I wanted to hear when I heard Klay Thompson basically talk about his deficiencies and that he understands he has deficiencies and that there are other guys like Najee and Quentin Grimes that can help him out. That shows, the question a lot of folks been having in this whole offseason. Is Klay Thompson, does he just have to start? Does he just have to, get all the minutes? Or is he going to come in here selflessly and be able to try to win a championship? And I think that question and answer, answered everything. So I appreciate you for asking that.
Well, remember what I told y'all, like on the previous pod, there's going to be nights where he might not start, and he knows that. Remember I said that. There's this logic that he has to start, sure. But he also knows, man, like, one of them young guns is ready, man. I may have to sit it down a little bit, right? I may become the sixth man. And I think that you need that.
Yes.
I think you see something special. And as a guy that has probably won multiple championships in different ways on different teams, not being the guy, you can sit back and sort of see things. And he knows his moment is going to get called. And like I said, not saying that they beat Boston last year, but
it'd have been very close.
If you have a game six Clay that always pops up game six, you may be looking at a little different situation. So he knows. Like I said, Clay is solidified. I think he's comfortable in his own skin, if that makes sense. Like, this guy's a Hall of Famer. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest shooters of the generation of all time, really. So, like I told y'all, man, he understands his role. And like I said, we really got to pay attention to those relationships. And like I said, him and Kyrie had this, unreal respect for each other because they came in at the same time and, he competed against him. And, it's almost like they fought each other so much they became best friends. So it's pretty cool to see it. I think that he's going to rub off on guys like the Quinn Grimes, the Najees. I think Jaden Hardy's going to get under it.
PJ Washington.
PJ, you name it. I think that he fits them all. And even Luka. I think Luka and even Kyrie, but more Luka because he's played with Steph Curry, who's the ultimate Hall of Famer, everything that you could think of. I think he could get in Luka's ear, and he's very calm. He's never erratic. You notice that, and he's been through a lot.
Yes.
He's had his injuries, and he's going to be able to be in those guys' ear to calm them down. Because you had Kyrie, who's a champion. You got Markieff, who's a champion. But now you got a guy that's won 4 of them.
Yep.
And, that's insane.
And Steph is one of the greatest, point guards of all time, probably number 2 in most people's books. And Luka's trying to get up there. So,
yeah.
Clay is, I think Clay's going to rub off. He's going to be incredible.
And I'll say this for Mavs fans real quick. If you ever want a cool thing to start a conversation with Klay Thompson. So Klay Thompson, me and him always do this every single interview I've done with him. He is the biggest Bone Thugs and Harmony fan.
Oh, man.
Besides myself. Matter of fact, when they dropped the vinyl, I got 2 of them.
Oh, man.
And I gave it to him on video, and he was just like, You be shocked at how big of a Bone Thugs Harmony. He knows every song. I had him do an album.
Taught me something. I didn't know that. You taught me something.
Biggie.
Yeah, he is the biggest Bone Thugs Harmony. So if you ever get around Clay and you want to start a conversation or you want to get on this good side, have fun, mention Bone Thugs Harmony and watch how he lights up. And he is the biggest Bone. And I've seen fans bring vinyl signed from Bone. I remember I did an interview with Crazy Bone one time, and he was like, yo, I remember I saw the interview you did with him. And that was how he said, man, I'm a big – I was like, yeah, I know you're the biggest Bone fan ever. So, he's a huge Bone fan. I think that's pretty dope. And shout out to Clay, man. Like I said, it's going to be a real treat. Hopefully, he can stay healthy, which I think he will. We got a great medical staff here that's already working with that. And he's already feeling the good vibes, man. And like I said, when you got guys that he respects, the Jason Kidds, Nicos of the world, if anybody can sway you from your dad, not going to the Lakers out of all teams, the Mavs did it. So shout out to the Mavs for that.
You say Jalen Brunson? Oh, I'm sorry. You keep going, bro.
So this,
yeah, that's another story.
Another story. Let's get to this next one here, man. This is the question you asked one Derek Lively.
All right, Derek. So last year you get drafted here. You worked with Tyson Chandler. You were trying to make your way, right? And then Gafford comes along. The competition's there. You get to the finals. Coming to your second season, it may seem like championship or bust. Now, can you talk about that? How quickly that's went for you, going from a team that was somewhat drafted in the lottery to now competing for a championship?
It's just learning and growing together. We got a couple of new people on the team, and we have a good amount of the team that was here last year. So it's now just being able to just lock into what we were doing last season and just clean up the little mistakes. There was a lot of times where we looked at each other and we were a new team at the second half, 2/3 of the year ended, we got a new team. We got a couple new players, and now we have even more players. So it's just being able to make them comfortable. making sure everybody can play and not have to worry about things. So that's kind of my job. I'm the glue to make everything go together.
Okay. Man, listen, we see Derek Lively growing right before our eyes, man. He's saying all the right things. I think we're all looking forward to see his growth on the court, man, here in his second year. Y'all heard Jason Kidd say that he will be starting here to kind of get an idea of who's going to start for the rest of the season. I guess they're going to have him starting. So I think we already kind of predicted that already. He's going to end up starting, man. Just from what we saw, what he did in the playoffs and in the finals, man, we saw his impact immediately, man, as a rookie, man. So, but yeah, you asked that question to him, Hendo. What's your confidence meter, man, on how good Derek Lively can be going into season 2?
Oh man, I think it's real high because the thing that I liked about him last year was, I was probably one of the first people that had a chance to have a conversation with him and interview him, and I remember like he was just a sponge. Like he would just sit there and look at Tyson Chandler, and he'll see Dirk, the appreciation that he had. OGs would be at the game, some former big men in the league, and he would go to him and try to get pointers and just learn. Shaq was here; he was just trying to figure out things. He understands his role. The Mavs are probably one of the most, one of the luckiest teams in the league to have two big men like that. He also knows that, Jason Kidd can tell you that you're starting. You may not be starting.
But Hendo, you know what? As much as we've been through over our existence, we deserve to have. We deserve to have 2
I'm not gonna throw slugs in here. I'm not gonna throw slugs. I'm gonna just say what my uncle said. Did I agree with him? I'm not gonna say if I did or not, but he said we go from Eric Dampier to this.
Oh my!
So like he went there, and I was like, okay. And shout out to Eric Dampier, but yeah, man, he understands his role. More importantly, I think the competition is good for him. Not getting complacent because he knows at any point in time, Dave Gafford
get replaced. Yep.
The Arkansas boy is ready. Yeah. And he's a competitive person, as we'll find out, shortly about him. There's a war. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now in practice. From what I know and what I've seen, there is a war between them two. It's a friendly rivalry, but they know they both fighting for minutes. They both essentially can do the same thing. Just one guy's younger, has a little more energy. Maybe it depends on how you look at it. But for me, for D Live, it's just about staying healthy. That's the part that we had a few hiccups last year that he got hurt a little bit, so maybe stopped the progression a little bit. But I think the confidence that Kidd has in him, and like I said, you see Tyson Chandler all the time working with what a dream situation. Getting a guy that people don't realize, Derek Lively was one, I think at one point in time, his junior year, maybe his senior, he was the #1 player in the nation.
Yep.
Yeah.
High school.
Out of high school, yeah.
Yeah, people don't realize how good he really was. And obviously you look at Duke, he's averaging 12 and 4. You're like, what is that? And I remember when he got drafted, a lot of Mavs fans weren't happy because the numbers didn't show it. But you got to realize situations matter. He fits the mold for what the Mavs need. Like he mentioned, he doesn't need to take, if someone asked a question about, what he can do, and he doesn't need 20 shots. He's a cleanup guy.
He said that, yeah.
All hard. I think eventually going to be the leader of this team.
Yes.
And that's no slight to Luka, because Luka's going to always be Luka and Kai is Kai, but he has that sort of mentality. And I'm going to say this. I know Mavs fans don't want to hear it, but the most important person in Derek Lively's mindset right now is Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell's done a really good job just sort of grooming him to be a professional.
Yeah, he's going to be the vocal leader, Hendo.
What's up?
I was saying he's going to be the vocal leader. I think he's going to take that role from Dwight Powell. They're kind of grooming him to be that guy that goes out and makes appearances and all that stuff. That seems like that's going to be Derek Lively. Oh, man, yeah. And that's the thing. And I think that he's gaining confidence offensively beyond catching lobs. We saw last year a couple threes. Let Jason Kidd say he ain't taking no more threes, but they got tricks up their sleeves, and he's going to get those looks. And like I said, man, now that you got a guy like Clay that's going to be really good for him in his ear as the winning part, that's going to help. But like I said, D-Lob knows what time it is. He's a very competitive guy. He's playing for a lot. And I think that last year, the support that the fans gave him, especially when his mom passed away, kind of helped him.
And he talked about that. He had one of the craziest rookie seasons ever. If you think about it, he went to a team that was a lottery team, basically, not knowing that they were going to make the playoffs again. You don't know. And then all of a sudden they're in the finals. His first year in the NBA, all rookie team, second team, whatever. Then he's in the playoffs as a playoff run. Now he's in the finals. He's coming into a second year. We'll see what happens, but thank God you got Daniel Gafford there too. That's going to push him, because when you don't have that, there's nothing to work for. And I think he knows that, and Jason Kidd is the guy that's going to make him earn it. So shout out to D-Live.
Hey, yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. All right, man. This next one up, man, is your boy PJ 3J Washington, man. PJ in the building, man. Here he is.
PJ, so last year you were in Charlotte. Obviously, team maybe didn't have aspirations of making the playoffs. He comes to the Mavericks. They were competing for a spot. They get to the finals. Now it's, maybe championship or bust. Can you talk about that, how quickly that has went for you and your adjustment for that?
Yes, it was like a whole 180. So just being here obviously is his blessing, and I'm truly excited. So be able to just obviously go out there and contend for a championship and obviously work for it from day one, it's going to be great. I'm excited, and I've been waiting all summer to get back. So like I said, we have a chip on our shoulder, and we can't wait to get out there and get started.
Yeah, man. On this one, though, Hendo, we talked about it here on our show. We saw the growth of PJ from the time he got traded here to the finals. We saw his growth, right, in that small window. Just imagine him having a training camp with these guys, him having an offseason to get his game better, and having a season with these same guys, bro. Just imagine how good PJ can really be, man.
To perfect his role.
Yeah, man. For PJ, once again, last year, good example. Knowing PJ, interviewed him before, prior to being in Dallas. Yep. Organizations matter. And I know that as Mavs fans, people like myself who cover the team as well, we looked at our organization at times and wonder, we got to be one of the worst organizations ever. With everything that was going on. But boy, there's some really bad organizations out there. Yeah. And some of them don't even have a future. As I mentioned in the question, I said, Charlotte may not even have admirations of winning. Like, we don't even know, like, what is their end game? Like, is it LaMelo Ball and everybody else? What's their goal? We don't know. We knew with Dallas, you don't know. You progress, you got to get there. Every year you got to get there. Remember, they let a coach go that had won their only championship in this team history. Yep. And they brought in another guy to see if they can make it work. So this team has an idea of what they want to do. And, PJ came in, I think the first thing for him was he came into a room where you had Kyrie and Luka.
Yep.
And that's very rare for a guy to have to be humble like that. PJ's a really good guy. He grew up here in his high school days. So he understands what it means to be a Maverick. He became a fan favorite. And I think that's most important, too, because everybody do the pose when they see him, as he talked about. Fans love him. He understands what's good for him. And I think that, like, he knows his life is easier playing with these guys. There's no room for error. He came in here to compete last year because, Derrick Jones is playing really well. You're going to have Najee and Quentin sitting there. So, of course, he has a starting spot, but he's going to work hard. And one thing I like about PJ is you need guys like him, not so much tough guys, but you need guys that sort of, when teams try to target at Luka, right?
Yep, Russell Westbrook.
Kyrie, you need those type of guys that, all right, cool, you going to go at him? Well, let's put our hands up. Or I'm going to drop 20 on you easily one night. I mean, there was a couple of games in the playoffs where he led the team scoring.
Yep.
So he, like I said, guys like him, Clay, they know their roles, and I think he's been embraced in a big way here. You talk about the heart and soul thing. We talk about Derek Lively, man. I think he may be the heartbeat of this team because, like I said, when he made that little pose, that to me that was the picture of last year.
Yep.
That was the one picture that we always had, and he understands it, man. And I think that you got him young. He's that's a young dude. Yes, he had 25. We heard the stories about him and stuff, but we didn't know. And like I said, sometimes a change of scenery, they always say you don't want to go back home and play. But in this case, I think it was a dream come true for him because he got away from Charlotte. He knows what he get. Like, coming to Dallas, it went from being like, hey, from Charlotte, like, hey, man, can we even actually win a game? It's like, yo, we got to go to the finals. Yep. And it was that quick. He had to learn how to win. And now that he's got a taste of it in his first year of making the playoffs, he got to the finals.
Yep.
So good job for him, man. Very interesting. See how he progresses with the team. I think that the key for him is going to be just getting better at certain things, but you're going to need guys like him on his team. And like I said, great job with Nico finding the diamond in the rough where a lot of people at the time when they saw the trade thought it was a bad trade. Once again, one thing I learned is this. Whenever everybody don't like anything the Mavs do, it ends up working out.
Working, yep.
So there you go.
You got a guy that can get you 40 on a different, like a guy that can get you 40 that will drop 29 on us. I've seen PJ Washington drop great games against us. So when you got that, I kind of always go back to what is it Ron Harper on Chicago Bulls. Got a guy that used to be nice. I know he had injuries and all, but when you got a guy that becomes a role player that actually has skill and actually can do a little more than that, but they accept a role and actually will sit there and become that guy, that's when you get the great teams. And shout out to Nico because, like I said, he got a bunch of selfless guys right now that are just.
He went from being the second best guy probably on the Charlotte Hornets roster to maybe the fifth best guy.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. You should have said Mark Aguirre, man. Same thing with
Aguirre, same thing. Yep, when he went over
to Detroit, Detroit,
yep.
Mavs fans, there's a lot of old Mavs fans that ain't happy about that still. So yeah.
Yeah, you said my pops. He definitely one though.
Oh man, I tell you, man,
he could not stand Adrian Dentley, bro. He still talk about that to this day, man.
Oh man, Mark Aguirre shows up to Mavs games sometimes. People don't even know who he is half the time. But his old man walks in, it's Mark Aguirre, nice guy you could ever meet. There's a few fans that are recognized that are old, like, why did you leave Dallas? We hate you. He is probably one of the more hated Mavs, him and Kiki Vanderway, because, Kiki never went there, but Kiki made it clear he didn't want nothing to do with Dallas. So, yeah, it was a rough time, but we ain't got to worry about that no more. So, we good.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, my pops would agree with you, too.
Yeah.
On both of them guys you just named off. All right, man, this next one here, man, this is the new Mav we just got, man, Quentin Grimes.
All right, Quentin, Chris Henderson, Hendo.com. So this is a two-part question. For the fans that don't know this, you have a brother that plays professional hockey.
Yeah.
And just how's the household with that? Because you're a basketball player, he's a hockey player. How is that? Because I've seen you root for him. I've seen you in the Canucks sweat all the time. And my second question is, for the fans, just for you growing up, who was some of your favorite basketball players?
Yeah, first of all, my mom runs the house. She gives my dad a hard time talking about she's the most athletic. She gets all the kids the genes in the family, so she's the one that talks the most trash about it. But having an older brother like that kind of got me started early about taking the game a lot serious because he's been in the league. I think he's going to his 15th year in NHL, so he's been in the league a while. So I kind of started changing my diet and taking tips from him around my 10th, 11th grade year in high school. So having a guy like that just in a family and a whole different sport, but it's still the same aspect as a professional athlete, taking tips nutrition-wise, taking care of your body, stuff like that. It was kind of big for me to have somebody like that I can use as a resource and just call and just kind of just take little tidbits and add to my routine and stuff like that. So that was always a big benefit of having a guy like that in the family. And then favorite players growing up definitely was Kobe. T-Mac when he was in Houston around that time for sure, because T-Mac is still heavily influenced in Houston to this day. T-Mac, D Rose, just had retired. I had one of my first jerseys was D Rose jersey, so he retiring the other day was kind of like a kind of surreal feeling. Then being able to play with him was even more surreal. So probably those are my three for sure.
I'm trying to figure out how that worked. His brother played hockey and he's from Houston.
Yeah,
this is on his half brother on his mom's side, Tyler.
Yeah, so the funny story about that was, a lot of people don't know I actually cover hockey too. So I actually go to a lot of hockey games.
Of course.
Yeah, you go on YouTube, you'll see all the hockey interviews. I got a bunch of them.
Right.
I just remember one day I was sitting there and Canucks come in town, and this guy looks down at my shoes. Realized it was a brother, number one. So I was like, whoa, you don't see too many of us, right? So I'm like, all right, man, who is this dude? And remember, he was like, Tyler Grimes. I said, Tyler Grimes, okay. Sounds familiar. He said, yeah, man, my brother plays in the league. I said, like hockey? He's like, no, NBA. I said, Grind. I said, Quentin? He's like, yeah, that's my little brother. It's like, whoa. And from that point on, I had to make way to get to Quentin. And I always wanted to know because Quentin is sort of mature, I think, in his own way because, like he said, he's been around a pro his whole life.
Right.
His brother's been through the grind. His brother's a well-respected NHL player, 2 different sports, but he gets it as a pro. He's one to learn. He's going to be one of those glue guys. You got a really good scenario with him. Just remember his first game ever in the NBA, his first start, I'm sorry. He gets 27 in his first start. So he's a guy that he can play. He's a guy that you can groom. I think a guy like Klay Thompson is going to be there for that. A lot of those coaches are going to work with him. He's going to learn. I think he's excited for the opportunity. And he's close to home, obviously, an H-Town kid. Probably grew up a Rockets fan, of course, because of T-Mac.
Yeah. T-Mac,
yeah. So I just think that, it was good for people. A lot of people didn't know he had a brother that played hockey. And
you taught me some.
NHL. So, to see that he has some sort of there's a lineage of like athletes in his family. That's pretty good. And that's a good sign for the Mavs when Nico does this type of research. So that's another thing you got to give credit to Nico. He looked at a Quentin Grimes and said, yo, man, he's a pro. He's been around pros. We need mature guys. If you notice, all the young guys on the Mavs, for the most part, are very mature. Like, they don't have this sort of wildness to themselves that we know of. Quentin is, like I said, he's been through the grind. He's going to win a situation now. Remember, when he got to the Knicks, they were starting to get that.
Yep.
Of course, in Detroit, they were not trying to do that. So, once again, he was a part of that deal to get the guy out of here that everybody wanted out. So, at the end of the day,
King.
Yeah. Quentin's going to be that guy, man, and Mavs fans are going to love him. He's going to grow. He's going to grow, but he knows because there's a couple of the guys that we're going to be talking about. He's going to compete with minutes for them. So, shout out to Quentin. I just wanted people to know who he was because for the most part, we hear about the 3-and-D stuff. We never knew who Quentin Grimes was. And the fact that we know now that he has a brother that plays professional sports and some of his favorite players growing up, I think that's pretty dope. And he's ready to go.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Freezy. He called me again trying to take shots of the whole Quentin Grimes thing. So shout out to Freezy, man.
he texts me as well, man. Talking about nonsense.
I'm like, man, shout out to Freezy, man. We gonna see, man. I hope Grimes does his thing, man, so I can we can throw it back at him, man. So yeah. But yeah, here we go, man. This next one. Speaking of other players that it's gonna probably be affecting Grimes' minutes. This player here, man, he's been mentioned by Jason Kidd himself, man, and that's Jaden Hardy.
Chris Henderson, Hendo.com. So this is the first question. Last year in the playoffs, you got some meaningful minutes in some crucial situations. Can you talk about that? And how was that a confidence builder for you that, Coach Kidd and the staff gave you those minutes?
Yeah, that was big for me to not only see it, Coach Kidd put me in and trust me, but also my teammates being able to trust me in those moments too. That really helped me build my confidence a lot. Because, I was just eager to be out there with those guys. I feel like I belonged on the floor, and I feel like I could help the team. So, just whenever I got that opportunity, it just felt good. And for to see Coach trust me and all the players, push me and root me on when I was out there, that felt good. So, yeah.
Like that. And the second question is, obviously, I remember your rookie year, I asked you who were some of your favorite players growing up, but just guys that you looked. You mentioned Kobe, obviously, but then you said Kyrie. Ironically, Kyrie becomes your teammate. Yeah. Can you talk about what his influence has been with you now on the team and just being able to be a sponge and just look at one of those guys that's a generational talent and learn from him?
Yeah, for sure. Not like you said, not only just Kyle, but like being around Luka and now Clay, like that's like 3 future Hall of Famers. So, just being able to be around all 3 of them, being able to pick their brains, and just ask them about their experience. When they were younger players, I feel like it's only going to help me get better. And I feel like, I'm next up behind those guys and just they know that I'm willing to put the work in and listen. And, it's just I'm happy to be here and I'm ready to go for this season. I'm fired up and I can't wait to get out there and show the fans what I've been working on.
Man, what's crazy, man? When he said that, I was thinking that as he was saying it. I think you touched on it, Hendo, when you brought up Derek Lively. these young talented guys we got on the team are going to be able to take some some knowledge from 3 future Hall of Famers, man. How many young guys do you know with this type of talent go into situations where they have people of that caliber that can teach them and they can kind of draw inspiration from and learn things from and get better as they're doing it? You don't see that a lot.
I mean, you got to think about it. Just like Derek Lively, Jaden Hardy was a guy that was highly touted coming out of high school.
Yep.
Yes.
Once again, what I like about Jaden is this, man, and I've had lucky conversations with him and his father, and knowing his manager as well. Just Jay's been a real good soldier, as they say, because he hasn't really got the opportunities because of just who's on the team and how it works, and it's a pecking order. But he's fought through it. He's fought through it. And one thing I'm gonna say is this, and I tell Mavs fans this all the time. I know there's times we look at Jason Kidd and we say, "What the hell is he doing?" Right? But one thing I'm going to give Jason Kidd credit for is he doesn't make these guys feel like that. I won't say that he doesn't need them, but he makes them work for what they need. Like, obviously, Luka is Luka, Kyrie. You got those, but these young guys, they got to work. You got to work in order to eat. You're gonna have to work. And man, Jaden Hardy he's got the ideal situation. Like I told y'all, like in the interview or the question I asked him, his favorite players. And Kyrie was his guy. And remember, Kyrie wasn't even on his team yet.
Yep.
The fact that he now plays with a guy that he looks at and he reveres to the highest level is unreal. So imagine getting the guy that you looked up to, you're his teammate. And Kyrie is so willing to be there and talk to him and, young man, hold your head up.
Yep.
He has a good foundation as a guard. He's worked with a guy like Darryl Armstrong every game. He's working with Sham Guy every game, pregame. You got guys like Devin Harris who in the organization that does play-by-play on the court, talking to these dudes. I mean, Jaden's got a chance to be something special. And I told you guys, I'm not going to call him Jet Jr., but I think he has a potential of being that kind of guy. He's a microwave. Last year it was weird last year because, like I told everybody, out of nowhere in the playoffs, he started getting minutes. We never thought we would see him. Well, we know why we saw him because there was a guy that lost his minutes. That's another day.
You better talk to his dad about that.
Yeah.
Go talk to his dad, Hendo. Go talk to his dad, man.
You talk about Jason Kidd, you better talk to Tim Sr.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Jesus. Yeah. His dad, he acts like that. I can't believe that. That's I can't believe that. But, Jaden is just, like I said, he's been a great soldier about it. He's not going to complain about it. Nico's been this year. He knows what's at stake. And also, he's a part of the next part of this Mavericks foundation. You got Luka, who's still young, 25 years old. Kyrie's getting up there, right? In the worst case scenario, if it came down to having Derek Lively and Jaden Hardy in the next 5 years, and you still got Luka, I like that. Because you got guys that went through the grind and had to, get there. And talented guys. But Jaden he earned it. And he got Jason Kidd respect, which I think is probably the best thing that you ever had because Jason is somewhat of a hard-nosed coach. A lot of people don't realize, we talked about, Rick Carlisle being somewhat of a prick per se. I think Jason sort of has that player mentality like that because he was one of the best to do it at the time when he played. So if anybody could tell you no, it got to be Jason Kidd. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best ever. So, these guys have to look at Jason Kidd. And Jason Kidd's going to make you work. And like I said, with Jaden, I mean, I think he's going to have an unreal year this year. He's going to get a lot more opportunities. Knock on wood, nobody gets hurt. But you got to plan on the yearly Kyrie or Luka injury to happen, right? And I think he understands what's at stake. And look, man, I feel bad for any other guard on this team right now. Spencer's going to come in and try to get some. But, man, this boy Jaden Hardy, he really wants it, man. And we're going to find out real quick.
I think this is probably the most confident as far as I feel like we're not going – if they do get like a little nagging injury, I think this is probably the first time in a while where I feel like I'm comfortable knowing that we got other replacements like a Spencer Dinwiddie. We got a Jaden Hardy, guys who can pick up that slack just in case one of those guys kind of go down for a little bit, man. So I agree with you, man.
Oh yeah, he's a hell of a guy, man. And like I said, man, I would just if you're a Mavs fan, definitely root for that kid, man. I know unfortunately we hope it doesn't come to a situation where this team could get better, and it has to involve him not being here. I really think that there's something special about this kid, and the Mavs front office really believes in him because they probably had some opportunities, from what I understand, to get a guy, and it had to be him a part of the trade, and they kept saying no. So they realized that they can't make that mistake.
Hendo, I saved this one for last because this right here, this interview, this question I should say you asked this guy, it's a question I think a lot of Mavs fans was kind of wondering, and I'm kind of glad you asked it, man. So we can kind of highlight it here. And that's when the Spencer Dinwiddie, man. You asked him a very important question, man, that I think a lot of Mavs fans wanted to know. So here's Spencer Dinwiddie.
What's up? Chris with Hendo.com. Yeah. When you got the news before you made, obviously, your decision, Klay Thompson was coming to the Mavericks.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts about that? Did that help make your decision to come back?
I mean, yeah. Like I said, you want to play meaningful basketball. I think, primarily, again, you had some other options, but primarily, again, it was like Lakers, Mavs. You know what I'm saying? So, I made a different decision this time. I mean,
Spencer Dinwiddie, man. When did he?
Oh, Spence.
Were you killing him like a lot of Mavs fans were, man, when he made that decision?
No, because I know this is crazy, but so me and Spence actually share the same barber, ironically. Shout out to Barry. And I've known Spence for a minute. So not knowing he made that decision doesn't shock me the first time it happened. I'm gonna laugh at him every time I talk to him now. Because now I'm gonna call him a bandwagoner because he come back now when everything good. Thought he was doing something. But that was the thing, like I told y'all. Remember when I told y'all when that Klay news dropped, a lot of players in the league were like, oh, okay. This ain't normal. This ain't a Dallas thing.
It's a new match.
And players talk. When you get a guy like Kyrie that comes in before all this happens and says, yo, you got to come to Dallas. And then all of a sudden Klay is signing on, a guy that was loyal to the Warriors and all that nature, man. A lot of guys are like, yo, I'm going to take that minimum and go to Dallas. We'll take that. And look, man, like he wanted to go home and play. Who wouldn't want to go home and play, Like at the time, man, we didn't know. Like, let's be honest. We didn't know the Mavs were going to the finals. We were hoping that they had a good playoff seed, get out the first round so we don't have to get mad at the Clippers again and try to figure out why we always got to face the Clippers. But he knows he made a mistake. I think he knows, but at the same time, it's good experience. I think he got a chance to sit back and watch what they needed.
Yep.
And, I think he knows now what his role is for real because he was the last piece of the puzzle here, technically, right? There was about a couple of weeks where we were trying to say either him, Dennis Smith Jr., right? Which one did you want? Mm-hmm. And that was the final piece to the puzzle. So I think he understands that. And like I said, man, when you start bringing in guys that are high caliber, the moves are being made, it's something serious. Like he said, man, yeah, who wouldn't want to come in, right? This is my final. This is maybe Spencer Dinwiddie's last contract in the NBA, right? And what he mentioned in the situation before my question was everything that he has done great happened in Dallas. Mm-hmm. He's gotten far. The first he got to playoffs, Dallas. Certain things. So I think he understands that. I know that he gets killed because he gets on the podcast, start talking crazy about, he'll make the Luka jokes every once in a while, but it's all fun and games. He knows how talented Luka is. And I think it's good for Luka to have Spencer there because him and Spencer have that sort of budding rivalry. Spencer's probably the guy that gets on Luka in practice the most. That's going to challenge him. Like I said, I think it's dope that now he's your 13th guy, a 12th guy. This is a guy, so just think about what I'm going to tell y'all. 3 years ago when we got him, he already had been your second best player in that playoff run to the West Conference Finals. Maybe third, depending on how you look at Jalen Brunson.
How you look at it.
Yeah. But he was really second or third. Now he's your 13th to 12th guy.
Yeah.
And look, man, like
we call that depth, Chris. We call that depth.
I mean, look, man, and look, the one thing that we all got to look at is this. Once again, knock on wood, it doesn't happen, but we got to count 77 to missing games, right? We got to count Kyrie for missing games because they're going to get their nagging injuries. What better way to have a guy like him who has been a starter, who's been effective in the league to be ready and stay ready? So, you know, he's going to help that second unit out, him and Jaden Hardy. I think that, like I said, man, when Clay signed here, a lot of people start turning around looking crazy. Yep. Trying to figure out what's going on in Dallas. Like, this is real now. And, yeah, you want to be a part of some history. And I think that he knew last year if he was here, maybe not saying they beat Boston, but there's a chance to give them a little more struggle than what they needed, right? So, yeah, man, it's always good to be back. I think that he realized there's comfort here. Also knowing that this is your last hoorah, possibly, right? You went down to the final minutes of free agency, and it didn't look dry, but you had to make a decision. And, like, back in the day, nobody picks the Mavs over the Lakers, but now it seems like everybody's picking the Mavs over the Lakers. You get it?
Yep.
You get it? So, you know, there you go.
People forget that 2 years ago, what was it, 3 years ago now, that Spencer Dinwiddie, before the Kyrie trade, was giving us 20 points on 45 and 40 efficiency.
Yeah. Look, man, one thing about the Mavs, man, we love bringing back guys. Like, look, man, we may get another Steph Curry run in about a couple of years. So,
oh, God.
No more.
Man, look, we do.
I think we're done.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Dodo. I'm done, man.
That's my guy, man. I wish it would have worked.
The first time.
Injuries, right. And stuff, like just weird timing. And now for a team like this, you wish he was here for that, just to be one of the guys, right? But, you know, like I said, man, shout out to Nico. I mean, every guy that we had the press conference, Nico has something to do with outside of Luka, you know, and he's putting guys in situations, and these guys got to compete. There's only two guys that got a guaranteed spot on their team, and that's Luka and Kyrie, as far as minutes and how they're going to be played. The other guys got to fight. You need PJ. PJ has a spot, but, man, them young boys is coming too.
I remember when Steph Curry was going to be a major piece of the team until he got injured and missed the whole season.
Yeah, man, and he just bad luck. But guess what? If you ask him today, he'll come right back to Dallas today.
I believe it.
Time.
But yeah, man, we definitely appreciate that, man. You did great work over there, man. Great questions. Like I said, hey, you had better questions than some of them other folks was asking, man.
Yeah, you gotta have fun, man. It's not the typical media day that I'm used to having, where I sit down with them for like 5 minutes, but I said I'm gonna make the best of it. And I've been seeing a lot of my especially sneaker questions going out on Complex and all that stuff. People,
they tagged us, man. Shout out to Sneaker Complex, man.
Yeah, man, they going crazy, man. You know, like it's always fun to have that content with the players. They light up when they hear it, they see it. They know what I'm gonna ask, and I'm not gonna get too crazy with it. So, you know, just you want them comfortable, man. And I think I've always said a good workplace for them makes it a lot easier when they can walk in the locker room. They ain't got to worry about the nagging media member that they hate and stuff like that. And I've always been pro player, so it's love. And these guys are ready. I'm gonna say that to y'all now, Mavs fans. These boys are ready to play. There's a lot of bitterness going on right now about how they lost. I don't think they're too kind of everybody saying they're the worst. As one player said, and I'm not gonna say his name, but y'all can take a guess. One player said to me vividly at media day in the back when I was walking to the front, I don't take kind of people saying that we're the worst finals team that's been around for a minute. And I'm going to let y'all take a guess who that was. And I just say that we know what he's capable of doing. So, yeah.
It's probably the same folks who were saying we were going to lose in the first round, then we were going to lose in the second round, then we were going to lose in the Western Conference Final. So, whatever, bro.
It feels good to be a part of the team that everybody's picking to win. I don't know if that's a good thing, but, you know, and now it's like, you know, we go from this team that's not supposed to make the playoffs every year, seemingly somehow make the playoffs, to now we got to worry about the Mavericks. And like I said, just the connection that these boys have, you know, people buying in. I credit, like I said, Nico. I'm gonna say it a million times. Nico Harrison, you know, even credit to J Kidd, man. He's well respected amongst these boys. If anybody could have got these boys going, it was him. I mean, no slight to Rick. Rick is a Hall of Fame coach, but I just think that the generation is a little different. And Jason is a guy that these kids or these young men watched playing when they, Kyrie grew up in Jersey. Who do you think he was watching every night on TV?
Jason Kidd.
You know what I mean? So there you go. So this team is motivated, man. It's good to see a lot of the former players, Sean Marion, a lot of guys at the practices and stuff, man. And they bind into this culture. Dallas is trying to build a foundation.
Yeah.
It starts with certain guys, and like I said, Luka's getting comfortable, on the ideal of recruiting, something that we never thought any of our stars would ever do. And when you got a guy like Kyrie, it makes life easier. And Kyrie being so much respected by these dudes in the league, we're gonna see a lot of guys want to come to Dallas, man. And
like
I said, they got a championship run in them, man. It's gonna be fun around here in Dallas for the next few years.
A lot of those guys that get bought out and all that stuff.
Oh man,
the low contract, they're gonna say I'm going to Dallas.
They getting ready. Ready. All these OGs, they ain't got a chance to win. They gonna start climbing up the hills of Dallas. So we gonna see.
I agree. Bro, you want to
Yes,
get to the
sir.
glory for a second?
Let's get to the glow out here. We can get a few questions in, man. I know we got a few minutes here. But before we do that, man, let's show some love, man, to another, I can't say sponsor, a partner of ours, and that's Playback. Yes, sir, guys. Listen, you can download the Playback app wherever you get your apps from, guys. It is absolutely free. As y'all know, the season is literally right around the corner. We will be streaming all the Dallas Mavericks games this season on Playback. It's absolutely free. So y'all guys can come over there with the other Glow Yard members and join us over there and watch all the Mav games on Playback. Also, too, I was going to say something else to that effect. Well, the first game is on the 7th. That's the first game that'll be streamed. That's the first Mad preseason game. That's going to be the first game that's going to be streamed on Playback this season for the Dallas Mavericks, guys. So y'all can follow us over there on Playback. Like I said, absolutely free. You can download it wherever you get your apps from. All right, King. Let's get a few of these questions in, man. We can call it a night.
Yes, sir.
Glow Yard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this y'all's time of the show where we take your questions and your comments. We asked you this with the WTM in front of your question or your comments. Also, too, guys, we ask you to be respectful in the comments section. We take on all super chats first. So if any super chats come in, we'll address those first. And I'm going to give y'all a heads up now. We're not going to be able to get to everybody's questions and comments. We're going to get to a few of them here. But we will get to the super chats first. So let's do it, King. Here we go. First up, we got the MVP of the channel, Coy, with the $4.99. Don't know he's a Glow Yard member. He says, much love, guys. Let's go. We stand on business this year. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for a season of any sports. Let's effing go. Yes, man.
Sure.
Man, the 7th can't get here any faster, man. I'm ready, man. I'm definitely ready. And let's see, we got Gina Kim. She's an 8th month member, man. She said, much love, guys. Hendo, you wear any Kyries? What's your favorite pair of shoes? Oh, good question.
Yeah, I do wear Kyrie's. Like I said, I got a few pair of the answers already. Waiting on that second, the Kyrie 2. So my favorite shoe, I'm going to still stay to it, 2009 Shadow Jordan 1. So the best quality. I still have 3 pairs of those shoes. One of them beat up, but I'm going to wear them because they look kind of cool still. But, 2009 Shadow 1, definitely one of my favorite shoes. LeBron 7. I love the LeBron 7. I don't know why, but I love it. It's like a boot, but I love that shoe.
I had the Bron 7 too, so
yeah,
it really is.
I put a Sonic Glove. If we stick at basketball shoes, Gary Payton's first shoe, the Sonic Glove, was probably my top 3 shoes.
Ooh, we said the gloves. Okay.
Yeah.
Hendo, we gonna talk. You gonna talk, bro? I'm a sneakerhead too, bro. We can talk, man. I can talk sneakers all day, man. Man, okay, I see. Oh man, check it out, man. We got Dre. Blowing tears in the building, man. $4.99. Don't know. Appreciate you, Dre. So continue the good work, fellas. I'm ready for the smoke this year. Give a bold prediction on a role player taking a leap this season and a stat line. Ooh.
What, Hendo? I'll let you take that first.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick to the script, man. I'm gonna say Jaden Hardy. I don't know exactly points wise because I think he's gonna have a situation where it's gonna start out probably slow because those main guys are there, but I can see this guy averaging double figures this year for this team. He's going to get the opportunities. He's put on a little weight too, so he's ready for that NBA grind a little bit. There's some confidence there that Jace Kidd has, and I also think Jace Kidd is pushing to get this kid in the game. So some of them OGs got to fight as well. So I'm gonna say Jaden Hardy, man, is gonna take the next leap. If I had a wild card, probably Quentin Grimes or Najee Marshall. Mainly Najee, because I think Najee's gonna bring I don't know if it's gonna show up in the stat sheet, but y'all think PJ is a dog? Y'all ain't met Najee yet. Y'all ain't met Najee yet. Let's just say that.
I'm going with I'm gonna go with the easy decision. I'm going with Derek Lively.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
That's easy. I'm going with Derek Lively to average double this year.
I knew you were gonna say that too. I was like, you gonna say Derek Lively 10 and 10. You said Tyson Chandler.
Yep, double.
Let me see. I'm trying to be different. I'm gonna say PJ Washington.
I was gonna go there.
It's gonna be kind of hard because it's gonna really depend on how they're gonna use them.
I know.
Clay's gonna be I think Clay's gonna be our third option.
Mm-hmm. But PJ is gonna benefit the most.
Yes, and it's gonna depend on how much Clay averages. Mm-hmm. It's gonna determine what PJ averages. I'm gonna say Clay's gonna average 16.
Hold on, where you going with PJ? Hold on. You think we're gonna get 30 between the two of them?
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's gonna be kind of hard, bro. We got Najee and all those guys. We got so many mismatched parts.
30 between them two. We're gonna have the best offense by far.
I mean, just a few years ago they had the best offense.
Yeah, I mean, I already said I'm predicting the number one offense and I'm predicting the top 5 defense. I'm going that hard. I think we're gonna be.
I think the one I'm more confident about is Derek Lively. I think Derek Lively can get you 10 and 10.
He's gonna get you a double, especially if he gets starters minutes where he's the starter and he gets somebody to back him up when he needs a break. He's gonna get double.
Oh yeah,
I could definitely see that, man. I could definitely see that. All right, man. And next one up, we got Joe with the $4.99 dono. Is also a Glow Yard member. Says many thanks to Hendo for enlightening us. Please let Hendo know that Seth Richards is letting the hate flow tonight about Dwight and Maxey. Oh, it's per usual, man. Per usual. Man.
Hey, man, shout out to Maxey, man. Maxey and Dwight. Like I said, man, they the OGs now. They gonna be ready too. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I know there's a lot of do we gotta see them, but boy, remember in the West Conference Finals 2 years ago, those are 2 important pieces to our playoff team. Those guys now are just 2 guys on a team.
Just OGs.
You could just left it at that, Chris. You could have said just 2 guys.
But the thing is this, you need them. And like
you do.
You know, like I said, unfortunately, like knock on wood, the one thing that we all gotta hope that doesn't happen is injuries. And you know, Derek Lively is a guy that had timely injuries. And if that happens, guess what? Number 7 is gonna come running down, probably trip and fall a few times, but he's gonna run in on the court and he's gonna hustle, and you gotta have those type of guys. And same thing with Maxey as well, man. Maxey is one of the guys that everybody loves and respects on the team, and he's getting healthy. And I think, you know, I talked to him yesterday as well. He said this is the best he ever felt in like 4 years.
So yeah, I hope. I'm gonna get.
I hope so too.
I'm gonna try to get as many like not new folks, but not going to do the repetition of the same names over and over again, guys. So I'm gonna try to get as much. I may not go in order. Just to let you know. I see Ray say, "Let's go." Whatever, Ray. Thank you for joining from the Philippines, man. Richard, Glow Yard member. I think Joe already said he's the Sith Lord. He says it's time, y'all. I think we have a smart team except the White and Maxey. LOL.
There it is, right there.
There it is.
White's smartest dude on the team, probably. That's crazy.
Yeah, he probably is.
Probably is.
I would say he is. Him or Spencer.
He said Stanford.
Yep, a Glow Yard member. He says 1.5, biggest fan here. The amount of excitement I have for the season is crazy. I believe we can truly go all the way. Just need to pray everyone is healthy and in a groove come April, May, and June. Facts.
Yeah, preseason is going to be important.
Yep. What up, Luke? He says, good day, Relle, King, and Chris. Thoughts on the Mavs' big 3 and Kyrie dream to play with Clay?
Oh, yeah. It was a huge dream. Like I said, the boys came in the draft together. You know what Clay brings. and he's probably the most feared shooter. At his peak, was one of the most feared shooters in the league, and you put him with two dynamic guys. It's a dream come true. And like Luka said, man, I can keep the ball. I ain't got to worry about hitting the side of the backboard.
Oh man. Nancy's a Glow Yard member. She says, "What up, guys? How are you doing tonight?" Thank you, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
Super excited to have Chris on to hear his thoughts after media day. I heard him asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got out of my comfort zone and not doing press conferences. I had no choice really, but like I said, I'm excited this year just as much as y'all. I'm really hype about this team, and this team is motivated.
Facts. Latte says he's a Glow Yard member. He says, "What up, Relle, King, and Chris? We are so ready for the Mavs season. Vibes is all-time high." Facts. Latte.
Oh man, this team is clicking real good right now. It's gonna be even more fun when the season starts.
We have the host of the best damn Mavs game show. TGK TV.
It's gonna take some time for him to get
to I had a different formula in it. I'm sorry, TGK, but TGK TV is a Glow Yard member. He says the season is right around the corner, y'all, and I can't see the emoji, TGK, but
shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to the kid, man. We're gonna have some fun on Twitter this year, man, for sure.
And he says, "Get them likes. I appreciate y'all."
Yes, please.
Oh, shout out to Empire Jeff. If you want any LA content in general, basically check him out. His channel. He says, "Yo, it's almost time. The NBA is almost back. Salute, brothers." Yes, sir, Jeff.
And then you say you dropping the LA video here, Jeff? I thought I saw you tweet that. Can't remember.
He definitely tweeted me about my O's, but we're gonna leave that alone until they either out or whatever. Gina Kim also says, "Y'all, the season is near, and I'm excited to see this team cook." Facts.
They really.
Oh, Lord.
Jet says, "What up, Jet?" He says, "If Omax plays and he is actually a 4, for real, I'm sorry, give me the 96 Bulls and the 17 Golden State Warriors, and I'll take the Mavs in 3. Wow. But no, seriously, man. I'm always going to side with quantity over quality, and I'm talking about the lack of defenders we got." Jet been going back and forth with me on IG about the lack of defenders, and I'm like, Jet, we have the deepest team we've had. We've upgraded on defense, but Jet been saying,
what lack of defenders? What lack of defenders do we?
I think he's afraid of Jason Kidd not playing our defenders.
Well,
but the defenders we have are part of the role, gonna be key parts of the rotation. Grimes, what's the boy name? Najee. Yeah, that's key players in the rotation.
Even Klay Thompson.
What lack of defense did we have? We only lost really one defensive guy, and that was DJJ. He
And
gained more.
And they saying Omax going to get more time, and he talking about he been studying DJJ footage of last year in order to be the new DJJ. Yeah. So I'm okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I think that defense is not it's a want. And like these guys gonna want to play defense. And look, Jason Kidd is hold the fire already on the Luka. Luka better play defense this year. Jason Kidd gonna make it clear every night. Trust me.
Hey,
I'm about to say after the trade deadline, bro. I'm sorry. After the trade deadline, Luka and Kyrie were both starting on the team, and we had the number 1 defense. So
I about to say, Jay, don't be sounding like ESPN out here, man. Don't do that.
Leave Jet alone, man. Appreciate you, Jet, as always. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Read this. Joe with the 199. Don't know. I think I already said he's a Glow Yard member. He says, Hendo, Keith's statement about the culture was huge.
I mean, Keith knows. Like I said, he was gonna come back and he tried to get his brother here, as he talked about.
Yeah, he said that.
Keith is definitely big on culture. He's the OG of the room, as they put it out there. Coach gonna be big, and there's a coach in Dallas that we have never seen. And like I said, it starts up top, and when the ownership gave Nico Harrison the keys, we saw a change real quick.
I saw Keith say that Derek Lively was going to be the best center here shortly, and he said, "Screw 3 to 5 years. We talking about 1 to 2 years. He's going to be the best." And I done told everybody, get ready for Derek Lively to get a max contract. But the way it's looking, and if everything goes well, I'm talking about super max now. Like, we better get ready for this dude.
He's going to be the guy.
Yeah. Gina Kim says, "Love your questions, Hendo. It's refreshing to have a reporter like you. What were the vibes like during media day?"
I was love.
Great question.
Man. Like, even the players were excited to see some of us at least. It's just good. I think this team has an expectation. A lot of maturity happened over the all season, even for the main guys. And the vibes are great. Like I said, everybody in that room seemed to have a different, refreshed, feeling. We miss basketball, and shout out to them boys, man. They ready. They ready. And like I said, it starts on top. when you got the GM greeting everybody at the door, that starts right there.
Hold on. So Chris, you telling me that Luka wasn't excited to see Timmy, man? What do you, I don't get it.
I mean, look, he walked in and said, "I missed you." Like they don't show it on there, but like before he like they put the camera on. He said, "I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed y'all." And even Timmy man had a smile on his face. Shout out to Tim, man. He had some pretty good questions too, by the way.
Shout out to Tim, man. No, Tim always welcomed on the show. No way. I think it's the first time I may have read a question from him, but appreciate you joining the show. He says, question for Hendo. Why is it that so many questions asked the players already contain the answer? Like, tell us how this is great. Yeah, this is great. Is it what is taught? I'm always surprised. Good question, no way.
So let me see. He said, so how many questions asked players always contain the answer? It's just one thing because it's like conversation based, and a lot of times because the players, luckily on this team, guys actually like to talk. Sometimes you got to get the answer by giving the answer to them and let them sort of piggyback. But yeah, a lot of guys, like a lot of people don't do their research. And something that I try to do is, my questions always come from like a different perspective. So I want people to learn about you, your interest. Because I think the thing is, being a fan of a person, you got to know them in different aspects. We know what you do on the court. But for me to know that Kyrie Irving is a gamer, I want people to know that. I talked to Daniel Gafford. A lot of people don't know this. Daniel Gafford is a huge gamer. Matter of fact, y'all think Daniel Gafford's crazy on the court. He's even more crazy as a gamer as he put it out there. He's a maniac when it comes to the game.
Shout out to Mavs
as a gamer, so you want them to talk. And I think that a lot of times for journalists, they don't realize conversation means everything. Just being, a lot of times you don't need to ask the hard questions because you're not going to get the great answers. To me, just have fun, man. Make it relaxed. And once you start doing that, you're going to get everything that you need.
Yep. I'm going to get a couple more questions in, y'all. And shout out to Mavs Digest as well. I know he was playing, I think, Among Us with Daniel Gafford.
Yeah.
Gina Kim says, I can confirm. Hold up. Did I skip a question? Okay. She said, I can confirm. I was not there asking any questions, unfortunately. Man, they talking to each other. Shout out to Locke as well, Mav Spear. Make sure y'all check out his content. He's another Mavs content creator, our guy. He's growing over there. I see you, Locke. Appreciate you. Got Div here. Shout out to Div. He's a hockey fan. I don't know about Tyler over there. But he says, see, Hendo, you are my favorite guest by far. And We Talk Mavs, always entertaining, and love the new information you always bring.
Hey, I love y'all, man. I love everybody, man. Like I said, it's always going to be fun. I'm going to call away, and we're gonna make some stuff shake this year.
Yes, sir. Let's see. I have anybody else as far as a new question before I can go? That might be it, bro.
Let me see if I got some down here.
I'm not at the bottom yet.
Go
ahead.
L. There you go.
What up, Al? She says she's Glow Yard member. What up, L? I got to talk to your guy too, L. I didn't know I told you about the language barrier and all that stuff, but you say he was on Mavs Outsiders and all that stuff. So I'll definitely give him a shout out. But she said, I want Dodo back if we got Dinwiddie. I know it won't happen, but he's a hometown guy. Yeah, I want Dodo to get a championship.
Never say never. I'm just going to say that.
Hey.
Don't think that may not. What's today? Today is the 2nd. Yeah, don't think that won't happen.
BJ is also he's also a Glow Yard member. He says, do you think there is a player out there that we can trade Maxey? I just think that Maxey, the Maxey that we were looking for, is gone, basically.
Yeah, the problem with that is this. We look at it from a talent standpoint. We also got to look at it from the culture standpoint. He sort of fits the mold. Everybody loves him. He has a cool relationship with guys like Kyrie. He's a guy that you kind of want around. I know it from the talent side. You say, hey, if we get better, we get better. But once you trade guys like that, you got to be careful because sometimes you can ruin a locker room, especially when you have those kind of guys that are even killed that everybody likes. So just keep that in mind.
Facts. Last two. One, Black says he's a Glow Yard member. The PJ grow 2 inches. I read that. Somebody was saying it's 2.5. Is that true?
Is that true?
I'm gonna say this. He was standing next to Derek Lively, and I don't know whatever. He looked a little bit taller, but he grew his hair a little bit.
Yeah, he grew his hair out a little more.
I don't think he's I don't know.
He's like 6'10" now and all that.
Yeah, he's 6'10" now, man. I mean, Luka got to be 6'10". Let's just say that.
And Gina, I'm trying to find your question. She said there's one more question she had about Omax that she wanted me to read.
Oh, right here. Where I just saw it.
And that could be the last one.
Oh, she said I wanted his thought. She wanted Hendo's thoughts on the old man's question.
Oh yeah. So Omax changed his number. You know, I love Omax. He's one of my favorite young guys to talk to. He's learning. He is learning, y'all, and I think his potential sky high. You know, we talk about what Dodo did in his progression. I think he had that same sort of vibe. He's such a good kid, man, and very family oriented. His family's at every game, chilling, and Omax was ready, man. I think that they really got something up their sleeve with him. I think it's gonna light a fire to know that he has to compete against Najee and Quentin Grimes. It's gonna make him work even harder. But he's here for the grind. He understands that he had to go through the G League run and everything, but I don't know, D League or whatever run. But he's gonna be ready, man. Omax is ready. He changed his number. He got his number 8. He said he feels better now. I think that's cool that he got his vibes. So number 8 has always been his thing. So we're gonna see how that works.
He basically answered what you said. But that's about it. And no problem, L. I got you.
Yes, sir, man. We definitely appreciate y'all, man. Rocking with your boys tonight, man. Welcoming our guests, Hendo in the building, man. Listen, guys, if you're brand new to the channel, of course, all you have to do is simply hit that subscribe button, man, and join us here. We got plenty more Mav content to come, man, this season. As y'all know, the season is about to start. This we can't wait. Also, too, everybody, please hit that like button, too. Also, hit that like button that helps build up the algorithm to find more Mav fans like yourselves, man, to join the Glow Yard gang here. Also, too, we saw a few of the people here in the comment section are members. All you gotta do is simply hit that join button next to the subscribe button, guys. If you want to become a member of the channel, if you're on an iPhone, you have to go through Safari, through the YouTube desktop version, find our channel that way and hit join, or you can just simply hit the join button and become a member of the channel, guys, and join us here on Fridays as we have our members only Fridays. This Friday is our last Friday, members only Friday of the season 3. As we get ready for season 4 of We Talk Mavs. So guess what that means, y'all? If a game falls on a Friday, what that mean, King?
Hey, man, we got a members only post-game show.
Hey, for the members of the channel to join us here, man, and give us their takes on the Mavs game if the game falls on a Friday. But if it doesn't fall on a Friday, we have our normal members only Fridays, y'all.
We're going to lock it back up, right? This will be the last Friday before we lock it back up.
Yeah, last Friday before we lock it up, man. So if you want to become a member and join on the front on Fridays, man, you go ahead and hit that join button. Also, too, man, follow me on my other channel, Cause We Geeks, as we talk about all things in the geek culture involving movies and television. We didn't have a show this week. I apologize. We'll try to get a show in this week. I just got some other stuff. It came up now. So we'll try to get a show in for you guys. But please still subscribe to the channel, guys. We still can. I do appreciate the people who did subscribe too. We had a few more subscribers to the channel, helping us build our channel. We try to get to our second goal, and we definitely appreciate that. Also, too, man, everybody follow these guys here. Jay and Will podcast, man. They cover the NFL. They have pre-game shows every Sunday morning as they get ready for all the games on Sundays. And I think soon they're going to be having recap shows during the week, recapping the games of the weekend. So you guys can follow them and help them get their channel going, man. Jay and Will podcast, or you guys can just scroll to our page on here on our channel, and we can just click on the link down there, man. They can link it right to their channel. So before we get to Chris, man, is there anything else I'm missing, King?
Share, more share, guys. Trying to get to our the second goal of 500 on Playback, and also trying to get to our next goal. I think it's a 5th goal of 3K here. We're like 40 away, guys. Like, please get the word out. We're trying to get there hopefully before the season start, which is next week. That'll be incredible. But we have giveaways ready to give as soon as we do get there. But please help us out. And that's about it.
Yes, Gina. We definitely gonna talk about Transformers. Great movie. Definitely gonna talk about that. But yeah, I guess that's what Chris, man, you got anything, man, you want to add, man? You got anything you're working on?
Man, just getting ready for the season. We tuning up. Of course, I'm everywhere, so gonna be a lot of NBA content. Definitely gonna get some one-on-one interviews with these players set up for the season. NHL stuff, football stuff. I'm everywhere, but most importantly, y'all be sure to subscribe to We Talk Mavs. Y'all join, get that membership before it's too late. Y'all be sure to check them out. If you're on Twitter, shout TGK. He gonna be doing this thing pregame. But y'all just be sure y'all support these type of content creators that's giving you good Mavs content. They on the grind. They doing what they do. And I'm gonna be around more. And like I said, if you ever have any questions, I'm easy accessible to reach. We're gonna have some fun this year, man. But I appreciate you guys. It's about y'all. Be sure y'all subscribe because I'm subscribed on 3 different emails to this platform, and I love what you guys are doing.
Appreciate that, Hendo, man. Appreciate that, y'all. And I listen, I have all of his information in the description box below. Please go and support his work on chendo.com, y'all. We just showed y'all a little snippet of what he does, guys, as he covers the Dallas Mavericks.
Follow his YouTube channel too. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, follow his YouTube channel too, y'all. So please, all that in the description box, y'all. Follow his work. Please follow his work. We definitely need more brothers like him, man, out here covering this team. Definitely a breath of fresh air, like some of y'all said, man. I really do. I really do mean that, man. But listen, man. Nah, no problem, man. No problem. We definitely appreciate you coming through, man.
Yep.
But listen, with all that being said, y'all, we will be back here on Friday, okay, for members only Friday. So you guys can join us here on Friday, man. Like King said, that's the last Friday that we'll have it open to everybody to see. But of course, the members are the only ones that can conversate. But listen, that'll be the last Friday, man, before we get ready to start the season on the 7th, guys. So please join us here on Friday for members only Friday. Of course, y'all already know it's your boy Relle, got my boy King, got our guest Hendo, Chris Henderson in the building. And so we talk Mavs, we talk Dallas Mavs from a fan's perspective. We'll catch y'all here on Friday, man. Same Mav time, same Mav channel. Go Mavs.
Peace.
And we out.
Peace.